8 yards of flat cardboard.
What?
That's
Alright, morning guys.
Morning.
So what did we go over yesterday on the takeaways?
We went over
Put a
all
double
the
siding
siding,
and-
don't do it without exemptions and, what is it? Summer safety,
Biking.
cyclists,
What were some of the takeaways on the bikers? Come on, you know everywhere.
should wear reflectors.
Should wear reflective stuff? That's one of the same
Lights,
things.
headphones out.
Yeah. What should we do though?
Expect them to do the wrong thing.
Kinda.
Pretty much.
How are we supposed to treat them as in comparison to other vehicles on the roadway?
Same way.
Same way. Yeah. Always make sure that we're showing them that they have the ability to maintain a lane for the most part. So today, I know you guys were looking at it a little bit, but I wanted to go over this brake fail, brake fade. Did you guys get a chance to look at that a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay. So this happened in Florida. Driver was fully loaded with about 10.5 tons of trash on. He was coming down a hill and he started to notice that his brakes were not holding anymore. So what causes that first off?
you know, have adjustment.
A lot of adjustment could be one thing, yeah.
Overuse.
Overuse. What do you mean by overuse?
Braking too hard for too long,
Okay.
or stabbing it, lose your air pressure,
What is too hard for too long?
riding your brakes.
Just riding your brakes, yep. Just holding the pedal down and basically letting her buck, right? What does it do to our trucks when we have a load compared to no load?
Makes braking distance farther. Stopping distance.
It's like
Makes
pushing-
a stopping distance, yep, because you have inertia, right? Because our brakes are actually supposed to work better when we're full compared to empty. But it also causes more friction, right? Because you have more gravity, more push down onto the ground. So it causes those brakes to do what?
Hot.
To get hot, okay. So have you guys ever felt a truck with hot brakes? What is the wheel and hub feel like?
Don't touch it.
Yeah. It'll burn you, it'll burn you. So that's the first thing is, anytime you think that they're getting hot, you're not gonna touch your tires or anything, because you're gonna hurt yourself. So if your brakes are getting spongy and they're giving out, or they get to the point where they're hard at the bottom, that's when you know that you're really hot, because it's just a firm brake at the bottom, basically auto brake pedal. So what should you do in that scenario?
Raise it up.
Well, I'm talking while you're driving.
Put it down to and slow down. Move yourself over. You don't wanna have a gear, because that's gonna push you. You can slow yourself down in gear, but then you're gonna wanna, without trying to use a brake, just
Yeah, that's the whole thing, is you don't wanna put it in neutral.
downshift if you can.
There you go, downshift. You don't wanna put it in neutral, because then you have nothing holding you back. The only way to really hold you back when your brakes get hot to the point where they're not working anymore is to hit that downshift. Downshift, downshift, downshift until you're down to an idle level. Get off to the side of the road, park it, call maintenance.
Cool them off.
Yeah, yeah. That's all you can do,
Yeah,
is
that's all
just
you
give
can
it time. I mean, do you wanna continue to drive when you have hot brakes?
No.
No, definitely not.
Start fire.
Yep. Yeah, it can burn your truck right up. Not only that, but we always drop 10 and cover our brake when we're going into intersections. What happens if we go to drop 10 and cover and someone cuts in front of us, but we can't brake? Yep. And it's the same thing with hills, because that's what happened with this guy. Is he was on a, I want to say it was like an 8% grade. No, 20% grade. So it is a steep grade. There's 66,000 pounds on.
Should have slowed the weight.
Yep. And what's a better way to brake though than just constantly holding your foot on the brakes? How do you cool your brakes down? What's that?
Line release,
Yep, line release.
let air get in there,
Yep. Allow it to air cool pretty much.
slow down, 20% of that's a pretty steep hill.
It's a very steep hill.
I wouldn't be going speed limit.
No.
Not with 10 ton.
Well, that's the whole thing too. I mean,
He's overloaded the way it is.
when you get your CDL, you have to take a test, right? And the test states, what should you do before you go down a hill?
Stop.
Well, not stop.
Check your brakes. Well, it depends on where you're at, I guess.
You should slow down.
You should slow down, and if possible, you should gear down to the lower gear, so that your engine is actually braking you instead of your brakes. Especially on something with a 20% grade, that's pretty crazy grade. And if there's a curve with that too,
There was.
I said if there's a curve with that, it kind of looks like there must have been, either that, because the pictures don't really tell the whole story. But the guy was really lucky, I'll put it that way. He crossed traffic, because he tried to get over and ride the side to slow down, which isn't really a good idea with a full load.
Yeah,
Because you're gonna
could
roll.
gave it away.
Yeah.
You would have rolled it up, right?
When he did that, he had to overcompensate when he got back onto the roadway, which caused him to go across the lane. So he was lucky he didn't run into one of the oncoming vehicles. And then he ended up going down the ditch on the opposite side. So, what's our takeaway from today?
Don't override your brakes.
Don't override your brake. Okay. How do we brake on a steep incline?
Apply and release.
Apply and release.
Slow down.
Slow down.
Slow down prior, yeah.
Yeah, before you get there.
Yeah, those
Yeah,
brakes.
no notes there.
You would think. What are some other takeaways?
Gear down.
Gear down, yep. That transmission is your friend, right? It's not a manual transmission, it's not how it used to
Still
be.
downshift.
You can still downshift, oh yeah. Allison transmission, you can downshift pretty easily. That's why it's got the arrows, right? Err on the side of caution if you have C-pills. Definitely use your transmission, okay? Anything else? We only have like 8 tons, 8.5 tons on, we don't have 10.5 tons. That's still heavy, right?
Still loaded.
Still loaded. Yeah. Cause that's by highway weight instead of bridge weight. Our state is different.
It's still off for a road.
That's a front one.
Oh, it is.
That's a front
Yeah,
end.
'cause it's got a crowd can on it.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, the crowd can got crushed up pretty good. All right, let's have a safety then.